was inspiring.
Educating, future view.
Human, collaborative,
Knowledgeable,
diversity.
A lot of energy, and it's thought-provoking.
It's really great to be here at the IDnext conference in Utrecht. Really nice to be at a physical conference, meeting the identity communities, meeting my fellow identity nerds, discussing these really important and challenging topics. We've been touching on decentralized identity, who's paying for it, what are the challenges, what about anonymity. But we've also seen some really good examples of use cases that are popping up. Interesting to be here, good to have all these conversations also between the actual presentations.
The IDnext event, to me, is a unique event. We discuss standards, frameworks, protocols, but also use cases and challenges that we're struggling with to get digital identity done right.
So if we really mismanage identities, it can go horribly wrong. So no matter how you feel about it, even if they don't issue the identity, there has to be some thought in terms of what is then the role of government, because certainly there must be a role.
Stuff like GDPR, it's only about protecting us, but we cannot do anything with our own data, so we need to move to data empowerment.
And we just see where it's me can accelerate, make more secure or make it better. We're not changing actually the user experience, we just try to make it better or faster.
We get digital identity right, there's a lot of benefits to be gained.
My presentation was on righteous digital identity, trying to figure out how we can do digital identity fair and inclusive.
And it may seem like quantum computing is just around the corner. It's going to be another year and we've got a quantum computer. But it really isn't like that, right? No need for panic, no need for immediate action, but you do need to start working on this.
So no matter how well-meaning we are as professionals, no matter how best-intentioned we are, there will be unintended consequences of some of the decisions that we're making now.
It's all about trust, because data sharing is a little bit scary, especially in logistics, so we need to be trusted. So we always say that we have one golden rule, besides being not for profit, but we do not own the data.
We have externalized the API management to API gateways. No one is writing APIs in code. And the next thing we see now is people starting to externalize the authorization from the microservices.
And finally, we think that it's also interesting for users to have that insight because they can control how their personal data flows through the network.
It's all about who should get access to what. And each and every word in that sentence is important.
And then if you use that, you are basically relying on the large parties in the US that provide your reputation. How easy is it to manage?
So it's a combination of using alternative sources as a seed combined with self-service within that field.
With that, we mean that when we develop any digital system, there should be no avoidable harm.
Can you show a credential of the neighborhood that you are part of?
SSI, wasn't that also about decentralization, about no man in the middle, and isn't this a man in the middle? And what does this man in the middle, and is this really a problem, or do we accept this?
It's not going to work. We need to build recovery into the system.
In the last few years, self-sovereign identity has gained a lot of momentum.
It's not necessarily the best technology that wins.
Now, selective sharing is a term that we heard. Only share what's needed and not more than that.
So the idea around Gaia-X is that you can create a data space, and within a data space, you can exchange data with each other in a trusted way.
And the winner this year is Asignio.
Getting the recognition of a jury that does look at this from the innovation standpoint is a great stepping stone for us as a company. So extremely happy with it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
We are a company that is set out on a mission to get rid of these horrible things called passwords. But we're also trying to not go down the path of relying just on biometrics. So we've come up with a solution that is a dual biometric that is captured simultaneously, but is changeable if something goes wrong. So we're extremely happy and proud and looking forward to next steps.
What was new this year is that there was even a more strong emphasis on the fact that this field is developing, and we used to approach it as a technical only subject, and we now see that it's actually much more already in the area of policy making and global impact and digital society.
I think the biggest eye-opener is that we're pretty close to a more decentralized identity, and it doesn't have to take that long.
It was really exciting to finally meet people that I've been talking to through screens for the last 2 years.
IDnext has existed for a decade now, and we consistently see great topics, excellent speakers.
It was really inspiring to see the different speakers, to hear about use cases, to get inspired by their story.
Everybody is leaving these 2 days with inspiration and ideas that expand the view or the projects that we're all working on.
To get self-sovereign identity a step further in our society, in the Netherlands, but also across the borders.
I learn new things and I meet interesting people, and that's what I'm looking for.
It was definitely inspiring.
Absolutely worth it.